What is up, guys? I am Jake37 here once again with a brand new video. And here today I have a video that I honestly cannot believe I am making, but I am, because I went through one of the most awkward and embarrassing situations I think I have experienced, probably ever, to be honest. I'm going to start by saying that I got a haircut, as you can see already. My hair was really long, I needed to cut it, so I went and got a haircut. The haircut was a success, I had no problems with it. The problem arose with the Halal grocery store that I went to visit. Halal grocery stores are very common in some places. Like when I lived in Lincoln, Nebraska, they were everywhere. They were on almost every corner in Nebraska, which was really awesome. In fact, my very first Halal store was Raj Market. To this day is my favorite one. That place is incredible and I recommend everybody go to it. And there were many other places just like that in Lincoln, Nebraska. Needless to say though, other places have a lot of Halal stores. However, I am currently situated in Columbus, Georgia, which is where I ended up going after my whole situation fell apart in Nebraska. That's a story for another time. I do not live in Nebraska anymore. I'm currently situated in a hellhole called Columbus, Georgia. Columbus, Georgia completely lacks diversity. In fact, if you try to find someone in Columbus who is in a religion other than Christianity or atheism, you will have a very hard time finding them. I have only met maybe less than 30 Muslims in my entire time living in Columbus, like throughout my entire life. That's a very low amount of people. I mean, my entire 26 years of being alive, I have met less than 30 of them within Columbus. And I did some research, and the total number of Muslims within Columbus is currently unknown because it's basically non-existent. And that obviously means that there are no halal stores nearby. I mean, like, literally none. There are no halal stores whatsoever. I try to defy the reality. I'm like, there's gotta be at least one somewhere in this area, at least 30 minutes away, but I have never found one until a few days ago. I learned of a halal shop located roughly 40 minutes away. I'm not going to say what the place is, what city it's located in, or anything of the nature, because I do not want people to slander this company. I do not want people to go after them. I do not want any negativity towards this company, but it was a store roughly 40 minutes away, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go to this place and I'm going to see what all they have. It's the only halal shop for a good while away, so let's see if they have something. We drove the 45 minutes and we eventually finally pulled up somewhere. I looked up photos of what this place looked like. There were some very small photos, less than 10 pictures. There was not a single image of the front of the store on Google. None. And that raised my suspicion quite a lot. I was like, why isn't there a picture of what it looks like? Why are there very few reviews? And so on and so on. When we arrived, I figured out why there was no photo of the place, or why almost no one was talking about it. So it was marketed on Google as a halal grocery and restaurant building, like all in one. When we arrived, it turned out to be an extremely ghetto, ran down gas station, and it was in a very bad neighborhood. So I was like, okay, maybe it doesn't look like this on the inside, but the place did not even have the same name as it had on Google. I'm not going to say what the name of the place was. It was a name that was in Arabic. The actual place literally just said Food Mart on the outside of the store. The picture online about it being a halal store was like a very small poster on the outside of the building. It wasn't the actual building, it was a poster that just said it was a halal store and it had the name that was on Google. Basically, I was completely misled. I was like, maybe it's not what it looks like. So I go into the place and yeah, it's exactly what it looked like. It was literally just a very dirty gas station in a bad neighborhood. That's literally all it was. The halal groceries, they were there, okay? They were there. There was a section where the groceries were located. It was one shelf. Everything on the shelf was expired. And they had quite literally nothing of interest. Like, if you look online, there's no pictures of what the products were. All I saw were expired cookies, large bags of rice, curry seasonings, spices. They had quite literally nothing. It's marketed on Google as a halal store, but it was literally just one shelf in a very bad gas station. That's literally what this was. The workers were extremely unwelcoming, and they made me feel like I did not need to be there. They did not have a bathroom. They did not have a cart. They did not have baskets. They had literally nothing in this place. It was so bad. And the restaurant that was on Google, yeah, it was shut down. It wasn't there anymore. I just kind of awkwardly walked around the store and I was like, yeah, I have been completely misled. This was way too good to be true. There is no halal store anywhere in the area. This one place was marketed as one through Google, and it 100% was not it. I was like, I really came all this way to a bad neighborhood, to a bad gas station, to see one shelf of expired halal food. I really did that. We went to another store after this, and it wasn't exactly a grocery store either. Like, they had a section of international groceries, but it definitely was not a halal store like the place I thought I was going to. It looks like my only option here for halal groceries is to buy them online. There are no halal stores anywhere nearby, and this experience today just proved to me that you should not believe everything you see on the internet. I went all that way for literally nothing. All I could think about was my time in Nebraska. I got to go to those places all the time, and I felt so welcome in every single one of them. And they had a lot of products, they had a lot of the stuff I wanted. They had stuff from countries I wanted to visit. Like, the halal shops in Nebraska had everything. Like, I really loved them. But then here, 40 plus minutes away, we had a place that was supposedly a halal shop, and it was absolutely not. Anyway, though, I don't have much recording time left. I was basically completely bamboozled today, and I am so fucking embarrassed and at a loss for words about all of it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you all later. Have a great night. I hope you all enjoyed this video.